Good morning. Thank you all for being here today. Let me start by saying what you've heard me say many times before, and that is that I can hardly call this execution justice for the Sinnott family. And it's because it took over 3.5 decades for the sentence to be carried out. I want to tell the family, especially the victims' sons, Mike and Chuck, how genuinely sorry I am for the horrific manner in which their mother lost her life. But I also want to apologize to them for how long it took for this sentence to be carried out. I watched the family address the media last night, in which they showed remarkable humility and grace in the most difficult circumstances that no one else would want to be in. But you know that forgiveness and justice are not mutually exclusive, and their words will stick with me for a long time. I hope the family has taken some comfort in the events of last night in knowing that there were men and women in this office who did not back away, when it would have been easy to do so, and other states may have done the same thing, but instead they continued to fight. Our capital litigators have handled this case for more than 30-plus years. They could have followed the path of other states and gone the path of least resistance, and that would have been easier. But yet I can't think of a better group of lawyers to be able to handle this case. And as the numbers prove, they're the best team of capital litigators in the country, bar none, and I could not be prouder of the work they've done. Rich Anderson, thank you. I also want to acknowledge the incredible work of our Solicitor General's division. They get these cases across the finish line every time, and they do it better than anyone in the country. And a tremendous thanks to Commissioner John Hamm and his dedicated team at the Alabama Department of Corrections. Everyone in this room knows they are the first team in the country to carry out nitrogen execution, and what occurred last night was textbook. They deserve a great deal of thanks and credit for being willing to be the one to step up first in the country to do so, and I now suspect that many states will follow. As of last night, nitrogen epoxy as a means of execution is no longer an untested method. It is a proven one. And it's the method that Kenny Smith ultimately chose, along with now 43 other death row inmates in our state. And thanks to the Fair Justice Act, which our administration passed during our first year in office, we are finally starting to see these cases move faster. It is my hope that one day, sooner rather than later, that the Alabama Attorney General won't have to stand up here and talk about how many decades some families had to wait before justice was served. To my colleagues across the country, many of which were watching last night, Alabama has done it, and now so can you, and we stand ready to assist you in implementing this method in your states.